Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. A little bit of Earth 2 as well. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say, where's Dashi? Dashi is currently in the New York area protecting the castle. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. All right, let's get into it. Again, a little bit of Earth 2. So I do have a bunch of people asking me, Chavez, weren't we supposed to get an Earth 2 Essence, their crypto token listing, in late April? I mean, they were trying to get it for late April, so it still technically could come in the next week, 8 days, give or take, up until the 30th. But I did always say, like, hey, you have to go and give these people a little bit more time. Any type of tech or any type of tech, you'd have to go and just give them like another month or two. So I would say at some point in mid-May is when we would get that. Be advised, there's not a ton of stuff to really talk about. Shane made kind of a post the other day about like cyberbullying and racism, but both him and the Earth 2 official account haven't really gone on and made anything. So there's not really much to talk about. Now be advised, there are, what is there, like 5 things happening per second over on Earth 2 secondary where the people are raiding, doing whatever. If you don't know how to do it, all you have to go in and where it says, where you have that little dot right next to the T1 land, that's what you do have to do. Just press that. Then you just claim the ether, and that turns into Essence. So for example, right now, you only get about 6%. So I have about 534 over there, and I could go in and transform it. I think it's only going to be about 30. I can't even, 24.3 Essence. So there's really not a ton. If depending on how much you get a day, 6% of that. So if you get 100 ether per day, you'll get about 6 essence, which I believe that'll come out to at some point about $1 per essence. So it's about $6. So it is worth it to go and click it every day, especially because if you don't, you will get raided like I do. I get raided all the time because I don't do it every day, or at least not the same time every day. But when that happens, again, still currently in this whale month over here, if it comes out and Essence is at about like 10 cents or something like that, I'm going to put in so much money. Whale's going to put in a ton of money. It won't be that way for long. If the opposite were to happen, if it's already like $1 or whatever, I might sell a little bit, maybe like 10%, in order to just go and get a little bit of money to do whatever. Maybe buy a little bit more OMI, depending on where that is. Speaking of the OMI, I'm obviously going to have a lot of, leave a lot of essence in there for the gameplay. But speaking of OMI, we are down about 0.3% on the day to 000656. 6569, it's almost 657, pretty much 66. We did get up to past 00071 yesterday. That was just a little bit of people doing some investigative work, trying to guess a couple things, whether David Yu was teasing He-Man, Masters of the Universe or not. In case you missed the live last night, that's not really what he was doing. Like, I know what he was talking about. I don't think he was putting in Masters of the Universe in there anywhere. I think he was just using the meme. If we do have Masters of the Universe, great, that'll be awesome. That and Transformers and My Little Pony absolutely took over the 80s, so people will love that. But I just don't think that's he was referencing. I know he was referencing something else having to do with Stacker, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I think that's why we kind of went up a bit yesterday. We were up like 14% at one point. I wish it really would go down a little bit lower from here, just because trying to do some big buys over the next week. So I wish it would kind of go down and stay here. But even though, like, I wish it was 0060, but 0066, it's still a good price. Like, it's still a bargain. I know it's 10% higher, but it's still an amazing price. Like, this is a dream. But again, that's my opinion, not financial advice. So we do have over on how the rest of the market is doing. People were like a little disappointed that Bitcoin wasn't up crazy as soon as the halving happened. Be advised, the halving didn't happen until after. It was like 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. So it wasn't until a few hours after those banking hours had ended. They weren't going to go in, and banks aren't going to buy after bank hours. So right now, today, since the banks are open today, Jeremy Pador just tweeted that it's Passover. Happy Passover, everybody. I don't know. All right, I'm going to look see if banks are actually open today. Okay, banks are open today. Banks are closed on New Year's, Martin Luther King, President's Memorial, Juneteenth, Independence, Labor, Columbus, Veterans, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of those days. But they are closed that days, but they are open on Lincoln's birthday, Mardi Gras, Ash Wednesday. Well, there's Mardi Gras in there. Purim, Holi, Good Friday, Eid al-Fitr, Patriots Day, Passover, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Halloween, Diwali, Election Day, Black Friday, all of these days. So, yeah, they are open today. They are buying, and just because of that, we are seeing a little bit of an uptick. Bitcoin up about 1.6%, Ethereum up 1%, BNB up almost 4%, Solana up 2.5%. Lido Stake up almost 1%, XRP up 1.7%. Dogecoin pretty flat, down 0.1%. I'll consider that flat. Toncoin down 0.5%. Cardano up 3%, Shiba Inu up 1.5%, Avalanche up 4.6%. So just most of the market is green. There's a little bit of red mixed in there. Every now and then you see something down. When it's down, it's never more than like 0.5%, with the exception of ICP and VeChain. Just a bunch of these in the top 100 are all pretty positive. Shout out to Flow, up 2.6% on the day. Very nice. But anyway, speaking of Stacker, where David Head goes and says, until we meet again, they're just kind of retweeting what Stacker says. Greyhound Groot had asked, looks good, but when I connect my Veve wallet, what information is being passed from Veve to you guys? Is there any personal information? And Dr. Prophet says the Veve wallet is passed on so that we can connect your account properly and show your collection. They'll prepare a more clear communication for this in the future. Just be advised that they don't have access to anyone's login or password. The Veve connection process the user interacts with, which is auth.veve.me. The new window opens, everyone can verify that you are well. So there's no risk of anyone stealing the password. And the reason they're doing that is because the previous method of tracking thing wasn't 100% fail-safe, and this one is. So it's just a lot easier and just a lot safer for everyone. So that's what David was doing. He wasn't referencing He-Man Masters of the Universe, which is, I could see why people would see that and think, oh, we have this new cool license. Let's buy some OMI because it's associated with it. Be advised, they did also find a new liquidity pool over on Base. I think that's really cool. Wonder what that's about. Shout out to Being Real With You, saying, I've been watching and waiting for an extra special Akomi logo to pop up. He went and purchased the number 26 secret rare. Shout out to him. Be an absolute baller. He also has the number, I think, 47 or 49 Veve secret rare logo as well. I have number 468. I also have number 41, but that hat is in Veve Magic's hands right now. And speaking of the secret rare Akomi logo, they are going to do a type of mentorship program on there. It's going to happen about once per month. Right now you have Dr. Prophet that's coming in. He'll be the first guest over on the 25th. That's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is going to be on the Akomi secret rare logo Discord. In order to get their contact put in cheeks, or contact just an admin or even Sanjay by himself, just to get the invite. Basically, they're just once a month, they're just going to have a bunch of people come in, or at least one person that specializes in something come in, say like, hey, this is what I specialize in, this is what I do, and do you have any questions? And it's just going to be really fun. Again, once per month, we're going to have a special guest. Mr. MC1 will do it at some point, and he's actually offering to do it. Hey, if you need my help, if you're in that group, private equity advisor, data and information services, a VC in investments in tech and deep tech, former CEO, president of 2 fintechs, GM at e-commerce, VP at large payment network, VP at a bank. Areas of expertise are fintech, payments, e-commerce, data and info services businesses. Will take a 30-minute meeting and happy to be a thought partner and mentor to other business leaders, advise startups at any stage, connecting within his network for funding. You can roll some of that this way as well if y'all need some funding. We sold about $120,000-ish worth of Lamborghinis yesterday. I'll actually go get the final number right now. So there are 1,694 vehicles left. Or I'm sorry, that's how much that have been actually sold. It is about 118,580. The total sellout would be about 323,000. So there's about 60-ish% left. But anytime we gross close to 120K in 24 hours, I'm very happy. The Taylor Swift's comic, and by that I mean Dazzler's comic, Dazzler's first appearance of Uncanny X-Men number 130, has been going pretty high over the last couple of days, just because it is confirmed now that she is going to be Dazzler. She will be singing the end credits and maybe one of her songs. There's no official word if any of her songs on any of her new albums are going to go in. That'd be great if we could see some of that. But yeah, them secret rares be pumping though. Speaking of things that are pumping, I thought yesterday would be Standoff Chart's last stand. It would be he reached 100 Wolverines, but now he has 102. It seems that every day he's buying just a little bit more. A bunch of people going in and stacking that as well. And again, speaking of stacking, you have Metaverse Life saying, sick, I have a feeling this is going to be much more than it appears, kind of re-quoting Stacker. We got the new Marvel Mighty stuff yesterday. So 4 out of 6 of these are going to be first appearances. We have all right, I'll just show you. We have the Blob. It's going to be an uncommon first appearance. Magneto looks heckin' awesome. Why I think he's going to do, this set is going to do much better than the previous X-Men set, which did sell out. Like the previous X-Men set that had first appearance of Jubilee, Beast, Gambit, and Cyclops. Again, it did sell out. It did take quite a while for them to. But you had the secret rare Professor X as not a first appearance. And he's just, even though he's like the X-Man, you have Magneto as someone that is just, villains are just cooler. Like Vader, a little cooler than Luke Skywalker. Loki, little cooler than Thor. I love Thor. I think Thor's a better character. I like Thor better than Loki. Women swoon for Loki. He's just cool. Deadpool, cooler than Captain America. Again, I love Captain America, but villains are just cooler, and Deadpool is kind of like an anti-hero. But anyway, you have him as over on the as an uncommon. He's just so popular that him being an uncommon just kind of makes sense. Even on the ones we have in Comic-Con last year, when we have big big 3D high-end digital collectible statues of X-Men and Magneto did outsell Charles Xavier. And after that, you have Mystique. You can't really tell any likeness of one Mystique from the other, like the J-Law version or the ones from the early 2000s. Then you have Mr. Sinister looking heckin' awesome over there. Then you have Juggernaut. We already have Juggernaut. He's just really huge and big. He didn't really sell out, but he did still sell a decent amount of him. He's the ultra rare. He has 15 hundo. And then the secret rare is Emma Frost. I don't know how or why she's a villain in this one, because a lot of the comics she's pretty good character there. I mean, when she was in a relationship with Scott, like with Cyclops, she goes and she tells him all of her secrets that she's done, and she has done some bad things, considering she was the other woman while that happened, because he was still married to Jean at the time. Anyway, she didn't have to do that, but her reasoning for that was, I can read his mind. He can't keep any secrets from me, so it's only fair that I don't keep secrets from him. I think she's currently married to Iron Man right now in the comics, if I'm not mistaken. Comment down below if she is or if she isn't. Either way, she's going to be a villain in this one, and she is a first appearance as the secret rare, so this will do pretty well. I think it's going to be $172,000 if this sells out, which it should. I don't expect that to sell out right away, but again, it's just a much cooler lineup, even though I love Beast, Cyclops, Gambit. They're all awesome and really cool for the last X-Men set. But this is just going to do a little bit better, and we are a little bit more in the bull market than we were last time. Last time we were still kind of in that bear. Anyway, shout out to Crypto Cosmo saying, no way, my VV Gold logo mint number was sitting right at the floor, had to scoop it, him getting number 206. So shout out to Crypto Cosmo for getting that. That Akomi Secret Rare logo, a lot of people are asking, like, hey, Chavez, and I feel like I've gone over this before, is it going to be as valuable as the VV Secret Rare? I have no idea. My guess would be probably not, but the community's done a really good job so far at getting it a ton of utility right out the gate, like actual useful utility. Will Veve and Akomi ever back it with utility? Probably. If, gun to my head, yeah, I would say they would. There's no real, There's no real public announcement on that yet, but I would say that probably going to happen at some point. No real need to really sweep the floor, since there's a pretty thick floor right now. It's not thin. 1790 is where it's at. I would say that's a pretty good price point for it. Rolex was on Spaces last night, and as he was doing it, he was stacking those Akomi Secret Rare logos. He has, I think, 4 of them. And then we also had a new Deadpool trailer today. The new Deadpool trailer is, oh my God, it's amazing. They are dropping F-bombs left and right. They're talking about riding that white horse. They're talking about bumping things. They are, oh God, it's absolutely incredible. There's really violent. It looks really cool. There's still no appearance of Lady Deadpool. I'm really hoping they would have her, but they also didn't show like the good looking Deadpool as well. They did show Dogpool a little bit. They did show Cassandra Nova. Those of you that don't know who she is, she's like a dark Charles Xavier. She was born with no body. She gets telekinetic powers and takes over a body, and she's just like the dark evil version of Professor X. Like she went in and in the comics literally destroyed like tens of millions of mutants with Sentinels. It was savage. It was awesome, but it was savage. So she is a villain. I don't know what they're gonna do with her in there, but they kind of had that big reveal for her. Obviously, Hugh Jackman, he takes his sleeves off and he shows how jacked he is. That's really cool. What are we going to get from this? We already have Wolverine. We'll probably get some type of Marvel Mighty. Like, there might be an evil Deadpool in here. Like, it's going to be everyone. Like, they didn't give too much away, but be advised, this is going to be like a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe mixed with Deadpool saves the Marvel Universe at the same time. In other news, you have Grayscale that plans an industry low 0.15% fee for Bitcoin mini trust spinoff fund under ticker BTC. And digital asset investment products saw outflows for the second consecutive week, totaling $206 million, with trading volume in ETPs dipping slightly at $18 billion. You also have Bruce Clark Kent, or Wayne, going and purchasing his seventh Wolverine, saying it was inspired by Standoff Chart, just because he has so many. Also, OMI on base, it does look very easy in order to go and buy. Some buddy of mine just did 10,000 on it, and it was seamless before the end. Said he's going to have a little bit of OMI scattered on every chain. Again, it is OMI on base, on Uniswap. This is going to be really good. You go and take a look. There's $277,000 in liquidity, and I think the gas fee is currently 5 cents when swapping from USDC to OMI, and 3 cents when swapping from ETH to OMI. Is this going to drop over time? We'll see, but it's already an amazing gas price, because if you try to do it on Coinbase Wallet, you're paying, like, between the fees and the gas fee and all that, you're paying like $30 to $50. You're doing several thousand at a time, but you're paying that each time, and it's, that adds up after a while. Anyway, come see me tonight on Around the Akomiverse at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll throw up a link in X amount of hours, and then on Wednesday, I'll be on the OMI is my homie channel with Crypto Rain and Dr. Stuff. And then on Saturday, I will be interviewing Venkatesh from Epico at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to have to wake up early for that. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. I love you guys. Bye. Meow, 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 meow.